All right, welcome back everybody to No Review Playthrough with Ryan today and another unboxing. We have the next two Phoenix Born from Ashes Reborn. Got these a couple of days ago, but we took a little Christmas family vacation to Disneyland for the last couple of days. So these came right before I left, and so I haven't had a chance to look at these yet. And I didn't realize that with the subscription we'd be getting two Phoenix Born at a time, so that's kind of cool that we have that. So we have the GORRENROCK Survivors and the Messengers of Peace. So I have no idea what any of these synergies have to be or anything like that, so let's take a look at what we've got here. So let's go ahead and open up here. Is that just a tape tab? Okay. All right, now we've got easy to open up that. Little cardboard piece. All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can figure out what some of the synergies are here. I'm not even sure what color dice they do. I didn't watch. I know the Ashes, the Covenant guys played this a couple of days ago, so that's kind of how I knew. Well, I knew it was coming out because I got the subscription email, and I watched them play just a very minor little bit of this, but they had done some major deck building, so I don't think they really played with the constructed decks. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got here. All right, so we have Lulu Firststone. Battlefield of 6, pretty big. Spellboard of 4, pretty standard. She only has 16 health, though. That's, well, I guess some of the others been around 16, 17, 18. Okay, that's not too bad. So she has Bolster for a side action, Exhaust, and a basic. Place 1 status token on a target unit control and attach a Spark conjured alteration to that unit. Okay, so they get a status token and a conjuration. So this might be working with time dice. All right, so it's specifically for this Spark. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Just amazing artwork there. Let's go ahead and take a look at their cards. So we're gonna have 3 copies of Spark. Yeah, okay. So, alteration spell for a unit. Spark, main action, discard the spell to deal 1 damage to a target unit, but also +1 attack. Okay, not bad. All right, so we're gonna have 3 copies of that. All right, next we have a Phoenix Barrage, and these are her specialty cards. It's kind of expensive. Main action, 3 basics, but deal 2 damage to a target unit, deal 2 damage to a target unit, and then deal 2 damage to a target Phoenix Born. So that's 6 damage altogether. Wow. Okay, so that's expensive, but well worth it. Summon an EMBEROOT Lizard. All right, so basically a main and a basic. And then we have, so for a leaf, so she's using the life magic so far. EMBEROOT Lizard Conjuration, so pretty standard. Let's see. So here's the EMBEROOT Lizard. So it has Ignite. When this unit is declared as an attacker, if it has 1 or more status tokens on it, add it to its attack value for the remainder of the turn. If you do, you may deal 1 damage to another target. Okay, so it has an attack of 0, so you're gonna have to do something like that to get anything out of that. And you can have 3 of them on your board. Okay. All right, so that was, the EMBEROOT Lizards. And then we have the Summon the Omen Bringer. Okay. Put it out as just a main action, exhaust, time dice. All right, so she is using, I'm not surprised after looking at her ability. Time dice and a basic, place an Omen Bringer, okay. Here's the Omen Bringer. Forewarn 2. When this unit comes into play, you may play the top 2 cards, or look, not play, woo, that would be cool. You may play the top 2 cards of a target opponent's draw pile. Place each card on the top or the bottom of that player's pile. Wow, it's pretty powerful. Hasten, when this unit is declared as an attacker, if it has one or more status tokens on it, you may remove an exhaustion token from a ready spell you control. Wow. That's pretty sweet. Okay. And we can have 2 of those. Alright, so all 3 of those. Okay, Canyon Shelter. Interesting name. Main action and a life or a leaf to use. Has a side action of exhaust, remove an exhausted unit you control from play and put it face down under this spell. And then later on, well, you could do this both in the same turn because one's a side and one's a main action. Choose it underneath the spell and place it on your battlefields. So it's possible to have that person attack twice or that unit attack twice. Well, not attack twice, because obviously it's going to take a main actions, but you could attack two turns later. Fighting Spirit. Side action and a time dice or an hourglass. After a unit you control with 1 or more status tokens on it is destroyed, place 1 on this spell. So this is probably something you want in your first 5. Side action and exhaust, add X to the attack value of a target unit control for the remainder of the turn. Then move 1 status token from the spell onto that unit. Okay, X is the number of status tokens on this spell. Alright, looks like we got an ally. The GORRENROCK Brawler. So it's Brawl 1 and better. After a unit is destroyed, if this unit has been declared as an attacker or blocker or guard this turn, place 1 status token on it. Okay. Come back. If there are 6 or more status tokens or tokens of any type on this unit, remove all tokens from this unit. Oh, wow. So that's tokens or status, exhaustions, wound tokens, they're all considered tokens. Wow. You can see that's pricey. That's 4 dice, put that dude out. But it's 4 or 5 attack life. Does recover 1, so you are kind of does go against getting tokens on it, but that's pretty cool. Survival of the Fittest. Again, pretty pricey. It's both a main and a side action. 3 dice. Destroy all units with no tokens on them and no alterations spells attached to them. So hopefully that goes against your enemy, not you too much. Got the little dragon on top of a big dragon here. It's kind of very cool. Backtrack. Turtle and discard a card. This is a reaction spell. You may play this spell after an opponent declares attackers. Choose a target attacking an ally and place it in its owner's hand. Okay, so if they're attacking with an ally, then you can get rid of it. Even if they're attacking with somebody else, that you could still get rid of some other unit that they have. All right, some weapons, hunting weapons. This is interesting. I don't know if I've seen this before. So it's an alteration spell, but they're putting as weapons. Side action and a frog. This spell can only be attached to an ally. This unit now has the following ability: Hunt 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, you may deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls. An attack +1. Okay. And last of all, for this Lulu deck, we have Inflame, an alteration spell for unit. Side and a leaf. This unit has the following ability: Threatening. This unit must be blocked if able, and an attack +1. Must be blocked if able, not block. Must be blocked if able. I'm not a big fan of forcing blocking because sometimes I just want my opponent to let the attack go through, but it can force them to destroy people. Alright, so there's the Lulu Firststone. Looks almost kind of like a Native American feel to it. I like that there's a whole culture behind each one of these Phoenix Born. That's very cool. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. The Messenger of Peace. So I like the fact that they have a deck already reusing the time dice. Some of those cards may be good for my Mayoni play style with status tokens. Alright, so we have Orrick, Gilstream. Alright, so it looks like kind of magical orbs here. Battlefield 5, 19 life, spellboard of 5. So just kind of right down the middle. Alright, so he has Insight. After taking a meditate action, you may place one exhaustion token on this card to play the first card of the discarded off the top of your draw pile during that action into your hand. Okay, that's pretty tricky. After taking the meditate, you may place one exhaustion token on this card to place the first card discarded off the top of your draw pile during the action. Okay, so if I meditate for, say, 3 cards, okay, so I can put an exhaustion on him. It says place the first card discarded. So if I have a deck here, so if I'm reading this right, if I have a deck, here's my draw pile. I know it's not legal. Here's my draw pile. If I meditate for 3, then this one, the spark, since it's the first one, they're all 3 sparks. But in this case, I take the first one off the draw that was discarded and put it into your hand. Okay, that's not bad. It means I don't lose that card from meditating. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so it looks like this one has kind of an Indian feel to it. All right, so he has concentration. This is a ready spell. Pretty pricey. Well, it's a main or a side. Well, excuse me. It's a side action to play it. It's a main or a side and exhaust 2 basics. Place a status token on your Phoenixborn. Draw 1 card. Choose 1 die in your exhausted pool and place it into the active pool on the side of your choice. That's interesting. I thought they were going away from bringing dice back into your pool, that they wanted everybody to have exactly 10 dice and they didn't want to manipulate that around, because they felt it was unfair in the first run through that people were discarding dice and so forth into exhaustions of your opponents are really hindering the game. I mean, it's only 1, I guess. And then if I focus that, if there's 7 or more status tokens on your Phoenixborn, attach the Awakened State Conjured alteration to it. Okay, if there are 7 or more status tokens on your Phoenixborn, attach the Awakened State. So is that a different card? Okay, it is. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. So I can attach this to my Phoenixborn. Okay, so it has side action, remove 1 status token from your Phoenixborn. If you do, choose a target opponent, deal 1 damage to a target unit they control, deal 1 damage to their Phoenixborn. So I get 2 damage out of that. The spell cannot be affected by... Okay, so it can't be discarded. Okay, so there's only 1 of those. Okay, sometimes these specials attached. All right, let's see what he can summon. So he can summon a Ruby Cobra. Main action to do it, pretty normal. Main action and a snake, so he's using Charm Magic. Makes sense. To place the Ruby Cobra. Let's see, a Ruby Cobra. Okay. It has Intimidate 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, add 1 to its attack value for the remainder of the turn, then choose target opponent to discard 1 card off the top of the draw pile. Okay. So that could be good for the, oh crap, I can't remember. The one we have where we discard cards, the one Phoenixborn that does milling out, that could be a good one to add to that. Which magic does that use? Can we even use that? It's Charm Magic, yep, and that deck uses Charm Magic. Okay, this has Charming. This unit cannot be targeted by attacks from units with Charm die on them. Okay, so you use the Charm die ability, and it cannot be targeted by attacks, so it's kind of safe from different things. All right, the Ash Spirit. All right. So this is the other conjuration. Okay, so let's see. Ruby Cobras go away. Summon Ash Spirit. Main and a charm heart. So this is using time dice as well. Okay, so charm and time dice. Okay, so it's going to take a main, exhaustion at hourglass to put an Ash Spirit down. Focus 1. Then all opponents that could not draw a card must discard 1 card of their choice from the hand. Okay, so this is definitely going, once we've tried the pre-constructed, this is definitely going in our mill deck, that's for sure. It's just an attack 0, life 2, just a good little blocker. But you want definitely to have that ability focused for a mill deck. Perfect. Captivate. It's a ready spell. Again, main and a charm dice. When this comes into play, you may destroy a target exhausted unit with a charm die on it. Okay, so there's going to be lots of use of the charm die ability. Not sure how I feel about that, truthfully, because that's using up a lot of dice, putting dice on cards that may not be able to play. Later cards, maybe, because that's taking, I could see that as running out of dice really quick, to be honest. So I have to be careful with putting too many dice out. Okay. Side action then, when exhaust, choose a target unit. That unit cannot be declared as an attacker until the start of your next turn or the next round. Okay, so it's just going to shut somebody down for a turn. All right, let's see what we've got here. We've got an ally. We need a shepherd to herd all of those ash. What are they? Already lost ash spirits. Okay, so we have gather 2. Oh, let's start here first. Sorry. So not too bad for an ally. Main 2 dice. Gather 2. When an opponent declares attackers, you may add 2 to the attack value of all units you control with a printed attack value of 0 for the remainder of the turn. Okay. So you get those ash spirits and attack cobras, or ruby cobras, attack cobras. So you have your cobras, which are a 0 attack. You have the ash spirits, which are 0 attack. So that's definitely an opening 5 with the conjurations for sure. Okay, so that turns them into a 2-value attack, so your opponent, though, will want to take those out. So it says protect as well. Units you control with a printed attack value of 0 cannot be targeted by spells. Okay, that's pretty good. So they can't be pinged off by dice powers or phoenix-born powers spells. That's nice. SUNSHIELD Sentry. Pricey, pricey, pricey. A main action, turtle, heart, and a basic. So 3 dice. Lots of dice. Those are always hard. So I could see the opening 5 was going to be hard to choose, because if I choose both of these in my opening hand, that's 5 dice right there. Plus, can I conjure anything? 6 dice, 7 dice to play it. 8, 9. That's going to be pretty, well, that's almost 5 cards, so that's pretty good. And then if maybe a card that doesn't cost it much of anything. Or maybe 1 dice. So I guess that's pretty good for opening 5. All right, so she has deflect here. When this unit is declared as a blocker, you may choose a target unblocked attacking unit. This unit is no longer attacking. Okay, so you block a weenie little guy with this one, because she's got 5 life, so you could go pretty high. Block with somebody that's got a very good attack value or high attack value that you don't want to hit, and then take out somebody who's got the big hits coming against you. Alerts, do not place exhaustion tokens on this unit as a result of its countering. Oh, nice. So it could counter multiple attacks. Recollect. It's an action spell. Choose a ready spell you control. Search your discard pile for all cards of that same title and place them into your hand. So this is probably maybe opening 5 if I don't put a ready spell, because then I can get all 3. I think I would get, maybe don't put this one then, because then I could get the focus 1. And it just has a focus 1. The summon COBRA has no focus, so that's interesting. Okay, so I can get all 3 copies of a card. And I think I had, if I counted, I had 1 extra die I could do. That would be perfect. Okay, we'll see. RILE the MEEK. Okay, so we got our shepherd again. So a main and a heart. Resolve the following effect once for each unexhausted unit you control with a printed attack value of 0. Ooh, you may deal 1 damage to target unit. So you get 3 of those out. How many sheep could you have? You could have 3 sheep, 2 cobras, 3 cobras. And our attack spell board was 5. So the most you would do is 5 with this. That's still pretty good. 5 damages to a target unit an opponent controls. So you can't spread that around. But dealing up to 5 damage to a unit is pretty good. Generosity. Action spell discard. Again, pricey. It's got 1 of each, or meaning it's both a main action and a side action. And it takes either one of those die, heart or hourglass. Choose one of the effects listed below. Choose a target opponent to resolve a different effect of their choice, then resolve the unchosen. Okay, so it looks like I do one and then my opponent has to do one. So remove an exhaustion from your Phoenixborn or ready spell. Remove 2 tokens from your Phoenixborn or a unit you control, or draw 3 cards. So again, choose a target opponent. So you choose, it's just me and one other person generally, to resolve a different effect of their choice, then resolve the last unchosen one. Well, there's 3 there. Oh, okay. Resolve one of the effects below. So if I choose to draw 3 cards, my opponent can choose one of the others, and then I get the last one. Okay. These are pretty clear. You just have to read them maybe once or twice to make sure all of the things are covered. Fate Reflection. So this illusion die came out of somewhere. Okay. So this could go in an illusion deck. You may play this spell after a unit you control is dealt damage by a spell, ability, or dice power an opponent controls. Prevent that damage, from being received. Then deal an equal amount of damage to the target unit that opponent controls, to a target unit. All right, so you're basically, they do a dice power of 1 or 2. You reflect it back to a unit they have. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so this one's got some synergy with moving charm dice around to make sure they're on dice or on cards so you can use some of the others. Again, that's going to be a little bit more manipulating things around. It looks like this one is pretty straightforward. Just straight damage. And just thought I would share this. For some reason, I don't know why, it didn't say. I don't really get a packing list with this other than it just says I got the 2 Phoenixborn. They gave me a brand new, complete Phoenixborn deck for Jericho, the last one. Now, I did not get any new dice with it, but I just got new cards with it. I did double check. None of them had changed or printed. Maybe they just had extras, and I just thought it was interesting because when I got the original Jericho, it had the nice, as you guys saw in the unboxing, it had the nice deluxe box with it with the new dice. This was just thrown in a cellophane. It didn't even come in a clamshell. It just had the cellophane wrapper thrown in the box. So I'm a little curious if anybody else knows why maybe I got that. None of the cards have changed. I double checked the text. Nothing's really changed. I just thought that was kind of interesting that we got another one of those. Not really needed. I'm not really sure what to do with this. I guess I could give it away, but if you don't have the time dice, then it's kind of pointless. Well, not totally pointless, I guess. Not all the cards require time dice, but I don't know. Figure something out. Maybe give me some ideas of what I could do with this extra Phoenixborn deck that I have. Well, once again, thanks for joining me here at No Review Playthrough. Probably here in the next day or two, since we've got a couple weeks off here for winter break, we'll get some playthroughs. We will definitely do a pre-constructed video to show what they're like if you just don't do anything with changing them, and then I'm sure I see some cards that I definitely want to put in my favorite Mayoni Snake deck, and I think some of these for the mill will be good for Dylan and Danny's mill decks that they like using. So I appreciate your watching today, and we will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.